1, 2, 3, go. So this fight is at Taipei Stadium, which you can see in the banner, which is one of the main stadia up in Chiang Mai. And this opponent is Hongpet Liangprasert. Liangprasert is a gym that has a lot of women in it, and I fought a few of them, not a lot of them, but all of them have Hong in their name, which is kinds of birds. So I always think of Liangprasert as like the aviary or something. But I was supposed to fight this chick at a fight kind of in the middle of Thailand. Their gym is not in Chiang Mai, so I think we were kind of meeting in middle ground. And for some reason that fight got canceled, and so I ended up fighting her here. And prior to the fight, you weigh in. They don't check your weight, like you don't have to match each other, but they check for like gambling purposes or being professional or whatever the thing is. And the owner of Liangprasert is this guy who's seen me fight a number of places, not his girls. And he had been talking to the guy who writes for female Muay Thai in Muay Siam, saying that he was excited that I was going to be fighting his girl. And the guy who writes for Muay Siam knows me, and he's like, they're not the same size. And the guy from Liangprasert is, oh yeah, they are, 52. The guy who writes for Muay Siam is like, Sylvie's 48 on her heavy days. And the guy from Liangprasert had no idea of my size. Like, he just thought that I was much bigger than I am, maybe because of how I fight his girls, or because that's kind of the average size of all of the girls who I fight. So that was pretty funny, because since you step on the scale before getting in the ring here, there's no like argument over whether you're lying about your weight or not. You stand on the scale and they write it down. So I've never fought Hongpet before, but she physically looks and kind of has an attitude a little bit like Tananchnook, who I really like. It's a kind of Tom fighter who I really like their attitude and energy. So even though I'd never fought her before, I was pretty happy to be fighting her. I would be fighting Tananchnook 2 days after this, so I get pseudo Tananchnook and then actual Tananchnook right after. She has a pretty runway, really nice. It's kind of interesting to have her at Liangprasert as a Tom, which is short for tomboy, but it kind of means like a butch pairing. D is the opposite one, it's like a lady. But a lot of the girls at Liangprasert wear makeup in their fights. I think Nang Hong is the only one who continues to do that consistently, but for a while there, a lot of them were doing it. And I think they made her do it for a couple of shows, and she was pretty miserable in those photos, but here she's definitely more comfortable. That's a referee, also a Tom. And the crowd always likes this part of my Ramway. My Ramway comes from Master K, my first teacher in America. I've had this referee many times. I like him. He's big, and he kind of lets the clinch go until the late rounds, and then he doesn't anymore, which I don't like, but he's been around. This is Dang. He's from Lana Muay Thai. He's been at Lana for like 20 years, and he's an amazing corner. And when I was training at Lana Muay Thai, he kind of took over my training in the later years, and he's very fight-oriented in the way that he comes up with training programs and stuff, so he's an invaluable trainer, and I always like seeing him. I'm very, very happy to know Dang. So there's like 4 kilos between the two of us, and she's got this beautiful right kick that comes out fast and heavy, but she's got to post for it. So I basically try to keep her from posting, which is the same way you fight Tananchnook, incidentally. She's got a nice teep there too. But those are all scoring. Like, she's hitting me up on the shoulder, but those score. And in this fight, I don't know who I'd been working with, whether it was Sifu, but my left hook was coming out really nice in this fight. So I'm just trying to stay close. If you can stay close on someone who needs distance to post and set up their shots, you can kind of keep them interrupted. And I landed a couple of shots on her leg and noticed that she really didn't like it. And maybe it's because I kick Pinu's legs all the time, but I kept doing it. There she's got a nice clinch. She's got like a kind of long zip tie on the back of me. That's a decent lock in the clinch. Shows that she does know how to clinch. Just not against me. There she's already pulling away. That was a beautiful elbow as she turned out. But she's starting to flinch on those leg kicks already. Which leg kicks don't score, but if you can affect your opponent, they do. So she's kind of got this really beautiful kick that scores really well, and I've got weapons that don't score, like punches and low kicks, but they're affecting her like that. Her stumble backwards. Look at her recover though. Just come right back to it. She's got an awesome attitude. Getting fancy. My guard is pretty good. I'm actually doing the 11 guard is what gets me cut. So it works against some opponents and then doesn't against other opponents. So it's one of those things that like you don't know whether it's going to be the right guard or not until it isn't. But it was really effective in this fight. It was a good first round. Sometimes first rounds can be really slow, but that was a good display of both of our efforts. This guy outside of the ring is Prunoy. He is a trainer at Taipei Stadium, which is called Chayai Gym. He's got this huge poster on the back of the wall where you like go and warm up of him in the ring after a fight with a super bloody face, so we get along great. That ref is looking at JD, just talking about the dog. She's asking if JD needs any water. He'll be okay for the duration of the fight. Dang looks strong. In good shape. Kevin telling me to drag her off the rope. I'm clinching her well, but I'm clinching her against the ropes, and because of our size difference, she can kind of just lean her weight. If I pull her off of the ropes into the center of the ring, I'll be way more successful and have more control. But this has been an ongoing thing that I need to do in fights, pulling girls off the ropes. So there she's feeling with her front arm. Beautiful kick, man. The form is so consistent on it. It lands really nice. And she's got those heavy legs, so there's power on it even if she's only going like 50%. Oh, pretty. All of those are scoring. This is round 2, so it's not a huge deal, but those score. And then here again, since I'm on the ropes, see how she's just leaning into me? Making things easier for her for no reason. She does not like those leg kicks though. It's a good block. She's trying to trip me there. She's trying to like step behind my front leg and kind of tip me over it. Here I've got my bounce a little bit. See how she's just off the ropes enough that I can control her? If I pull back like that, that's why you get off the ropes. Oh. That was she almost threw an elbow there, just kind of like clipped. Didn't commit fully to it. Nice timing on it though. So here again, you can't see us, but you can see the ropes bouncing, so you know we're on them. Just need to yank her off into open space. Patting down the arm and leg kick. It's nice. So here I've got my head in a little bit, which is contorting her, and I got that elbow in. I think this is when I created my elbow tour at the end of 2016, when I was like trying to get... Yokun Pon told me you have to throw 100 elbows in fights before you're comfortable with them, so I started my countdown. I think I threw like 3 in this fight, but that's probably the only one that you can actually see. So nice development. Round 2 different from round 1, but still kind of both of us moving in directions to our advantages. Kevin's telling me to do something when she grabs me on the body that I told him that I did, and he said, no, you didn't. So I don't know what that is. Oh, he's asking me how many fucks. This was Sylvie's 0 fucks tour. I was trying to not care so much about the outcome of fights or my performance in fights, just to be more free. I'm talking about that as though it's past tense. That's still something I'm doing, but I think it was new at this point. So here Dang is reiterating what Kevin was saying. When she tries to grab my body, I need to control her arms and then knee straight into the belly. Don't let her grab my body and keep really close, because then I can't land my knees. So you basically catch the insides of the arms to control them. And he's going side to side in the clinch so that you can open up for your knees rather than just staying smushed together. So basically in the corner, your seconds are rubbing ice water on your limbs, kind of like keeping everything loose, and they stretch you out a little bit, but it's basically just like a minute of rest where your muscles are still being rubbed around. Going back after the legs. Got my non-key bounce going a little bit. Her kick is slightly slower. She does this thing that I've been taught, actually, which is where you kick, and then you fake the kick and throw a teep, and she does it really well. Here, because I'm letting her be on the ropes, she monkeys on top of me, and she's heavy, so that's not fun to carry all her weight. There's that fake to teep. It's beautiful. Here, down, go, off the ropes. So she's pretty good at fighting backwards, but because she has to post to throw her things, if she just keeps like wandering backwards like that, that's good for me. I need to pull her off the ropes here. She's trying to monkey on me again. You'll see when she wraps her leg around me. But her butt's getting stuck through the ropes, so I have a little bit more control. You hear Dang yelling at me to go. He wants me to really pressure her because he can see her getting tired. She just threw a beautiful step front elbow on me. Didn't land. So now I basically just have to chase her down. This is a scoring round, so I basically have to keep the pressure on her. Trying to wrap around me again. There, I'm creating that distance they've been asking for. See how I'm controlling the insides of her arms? And then I just need to scoot my hips back so that I can land straight knees like that. And then I've had a lot of problems in the past with how I come out of the corner from an 8 count. I used to like power walk. I've gotten better at it. But here I just get right back onto her, and I'm controlling her arms and getting those straight knees. There's an elbow on top of it. And so the referee stops it a little bit prematurely, but that was basically going to keep going that way. And in fights like this, when it's just, you know, a fight not for a lot of money or for a belt or anything like that, they will stop them kind of prematurely like that because you see the direction it's going to go in and you don't allow the knockout to happen. If it were a fight where something was on the line other than, you know, just the fight itself, they might let it go a little bit more. You won't see stoppages like that so much in the big stadia, but it's to protect the fighters. This guy's a photographer in the vest right next to me. That's a gambler in the red hat. He loves me. And that's PA. She comes and supports me. She's awesome. And this is the back of Taipei. That's Petlila from Petchrungruang. She just went into the back. I think she's going to help take my gloves off. This guy is the trainer of a girl I've fought a couple of times. Also loves me. So this girl on the left in the striped shirt, that's Kwang Tong. I've fought her a couple of times. And then Petlila is the one in the white and blue behind her. They're from an all-female gym in Mae Rim. I adore them. Fantastic. I have no idea what Guangdong is saying to me. But it seems like we're having a full conversation about it. This is very sporting and nice of them to take off my gloves for me. It's what your teammates do. So it's actually kind of an affectionate thing for them to be helping out. And then I'm like, I gotta go take photos. Leave me alone. I think there was a guy who had asked me prior whether he could take a photo of me right after the fight, so I was trying to like hurry over for that.
Are you okay?
Kevin's like, "Are you concussed? Why are you running around like this?" I'm like, "This guy wants to take a photo with my gloves still on." Trying to fix my shorts so that they look better. It's part of a cornerman's job. And then this is the back of Taipei here. They actually train here in the day and then have fights at night. I don't know where this guy is who's supposed to take a picture of me.